Oh yeah, Scout 60 bobber. Let's do this. Oh yes. They did not have the 2025 Scout 60 bobber last year, or 2025 Scout 60 in general. So we got to see what it's talking about. Helmet is already fogging up. That's not what you want, but it's a cool day, so it is what it is. Oh yes. Just like the previous Scout 60s though, man, this thing definitely has enough power. That baby feels good. It's a little bit of a chilly day around here, man, but got the sun out. It's a nice day for a ride. Definitely gonna be feeling pretty cool in that wind, but it is what it is. Oh, not the stall. That's not what you want, Bob. Yeah, that wind is chilly, boy, but it feels so good to be back on a bike. And it's one of my favorite bikes, of course. Oh, man. The guy I was just talking to here was telling me he has a Scout and a Challenger. And he said the Challenger is killing this thing in the handling department. So I think this is going to be the first time I try out one of the big boy bikes today, because I got to see what that's like. Woo-wee. I got my visor cracked just a little bit because I don't want it fogging up something crazy. So hopefully this wind isn't absolutely destroying my mic audio. But if so, it is what it is. Just happy to be out here on a bike again. Beautiful morning, man. I mean, if it were 20 degrees warmer, it would be absolutely perfect, but the skies are clear. Not mad about it. Yeah, boy, the Scout 60 still got plenty of power. And it's just as smooth as the 1100, or wait, matter of fact, I think it's a 1250 now. Yeah, I forgot the older Scout was the 1133. We got a 1250 in the bigger Scout now. Man, it's not quite as busy this year, probably partially because it's cold and partially because last year the 101 Scout was coming out and they had a lot of people interested in riding that, so they were doing sign-ups last year, but I wanted a downshift there. They were doing sign-ups last year, but we're just kind of just taking the bikes and going right now. That's how it was the first time I came out here. And you absolutely love to see that. Oh, man. Oh, it feels so good. It feels so good being back on a bike, man. There are not many better feelings. See if I can keep my visor closed without it fogging up. I think as long as I'm at the higher speeds, I might be all right. But at the low speeds, it wants to fog up a little bit. I mean, it definitely needs to be louder, bro. But the stock exhaust on these things doesn't sound too bad. Doesn't sound too bad at all. I mean, it's burbling and popping a little bit on the decels. Not really hearing it on the acceleration, especially at higher speeds, but it makes a little bit of noise. I'm not mad about it, you know. Yeah, she pulls nicely. The seat on this Scout 60 bobber, that's a little hard, but it doesn't feel too small under my big ass. I believe this thing only has 2 inches of suspension travel, if I remember correctly. And you feel that when you're going over bumps, but it is what it is. It's a little bobber, you know. Not too mad about that. Self-canceling turn signals, you absolutely love to have those. Don't gotta worry about turning them off. This cold ass air, man, just makes me really, even more so than I already was, look forward to moving down to Georgia later this year. It'll probably be warmer in November when I move than it is now here, and I cannot wait, man. But I mean, it's so worth it to ride in this cold ass wind because it just feels so good to be riding a motorcycle again, dog. Sorry, I don't have too much to say about this. I mean, if you want to hear my opinions on the Scout, I rode a couple of the 25 Scouts last year, the 101 and the Sport Scout. So I have my first impressions on those on my channel. If you want to check that kind of thing out, yeah, it sounds good on diesel. So if you want to just hear my first impressions on the 25 Scouts in general, I mean, this bike feels just like those ones, just in the bobber variant. So I mean, lower handlebars on the bobber than the Sport Scout and the 101, because those ones have the risers on them. I believe they were 6-inch risers. Maybe a little less suspension travel. I don't know if the Sport Scout has the 3-inch, but I believe the 101 has the 3 inches of suspension travel, and I think that one has upgraded suspension as well. But something about the 101, I mean, it was pretty similar to the Sport Scout, but it's got to just be that the suspension on that thing that made it feel so much better on the road. Something about it just felt way better, and I cannot remember for the life of me. Wasn't really able to put my finger on it at the time either, but certainly can't remember now what exactly it was. I'm thinking it was just a combination of the suspension and maybe the seat being slightly upgraded for the 101. But that thing felt good. I'm gonna have to probably run it back today, see what it's talking about again. I gotta ride a couple of Scouts, you know, but definitely ride the Chief Bobber. I've ridden a couple Chiefs, but not the Bobber specifically. But it's got cruise control. That's pretty cool, man, especially for this little thing. There's a Ford Maverick. I mean, not bad for a little uphill 40 roll. Not bad. We're almost back to Bear's Indian motorcycle. Like I said, if y'all want to hear kind of how I feel about the Scouts, the 25 Scouts in general, I got my first impressions on the 101 and the Sport Scout on the channel. I didn't really have too much to say this time. I love the Scouts. I've ridden, I don't know how many at this point. I rode the 23 or 24 models a couple years ago. I rode like 4 of those. And I rode, obviously, the Sport Scout and the 101 last year. And I actually have those videos on my channel. So I didn't have too much to say. I'm just enjoying my my ride on the Scout 60 Bobber. I will say the 60 compared to the bigger engine, I mean, it definitely doesn't feel like it's lacking. It didn't before, and it certainly doesn't now. This is plenty of motorcycle for anybody who's not crazy about speed. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't sound bad. The old stock 2-into-1, not bad at all. Definitely needs some more beef, you know. A little aftermarket exhaust action for sure, but not bad, folks. Give me the neutral. Give me the neutral. Where's the neutral? There it is. But yeah, man, we back at Bear's Indian motorcycle with that beautiful Indian truck. They got 20 bikes out today. Unfortunately, no FTR, so we won't get to ride that today. But we're gonna ride a few different bikes, and we're gonna have some fun. All right, we'll catch y'all in the next one. Thanks for watching.